Welcome everyone, it's Grandma Mo, and we're covering Vanderbilt in Oklahoma. I've been covering just UCLA. I've had a lot of stuff to do around the house, so kind of cut back everything. But I can get going, especially now with the end of the season coming up, and wanted to catch a couple of these Vanderbilt games. They've been playing really well, and I wanted to see um, Michaela Blake's play. She had the quietest 34 points I think I've seen in a very long time. Um, Galvin, Aubrey Galvin, their point guard, had 30, and she was much more noticeable as far as scoring a lot than Blake's was. Blake's is really smooth, and she played really well, but it wasn't like it was weird. It was like it wasn't really that noticeable, and it's like, oh, she has 30. Oh, she has 34. Like, oh, really? Okay. Well, anyway, Vanderbilt, number 5 Vanderbilt gets the win over number 10 Oklahoma, 102 to 86. Um, there's two stats that really stand out on why Oklahoma lost by what is that, 16 points. They had gotten it as close as 14, but that was as close as they came. But they started out really bad, and they Vanderbilt went out to a 31 to 19 lead in the first quarter, and Oklahoma just never could close the gap. They played them pretty even the rest of the way, but they needed to make that up, and they just couldn't. Second quarter, Vanderbilt outscored them 28 to 21, which was better, but it wasn't enough. And then Oklahoma outscored them in the second half, but only by a point or two. 28 to 26 in the third, and then 18 to 17 in the fourth. But the two stats that really, really stand out when you're looking at this, Oklahoma shot 2 for 24 from three-point range. And Chavez, I guess, was like 1 for 11 or something on three-pointers. I don't know if it was just three-pointers or all of her shooting. She was having a really bad shooting night. And then you had 22 turnovers. 22. That is going to lose you a lot of games. Vanderbilt, on the other hand, had 10. Rebounds, Oklahoma out-rebounded them, and points in the paint, 48 to 24, and the rebounds were 44 to 32. Because they shot similar. Vanderbilt shot 45%, and Oklahoma actually shot 47%. But when they weren't shooting three-pointers, you had Reagan Beers and a few other players, getting layups underneath. So that ended up being pretty good. Vanderbilt ended up with 9 steals to Oklahoma's 3. Assists were dead on even. But Vanderbilt also went to the line 31 times, and they made 25 of them. Oklahoma only went 14. That's more than double the amount of times going to the free throw line. So the easy points that they get there. Anyway, that's pretty much the stats for the win for Vanderbilt. Sasha Washington had 9 points. Like I said, Galvin had 30 points, 2 assists and 4 rebounds. Michaela Blake's, who is, I believe, the leading scorer. No, who is it? Someone else's leading scorer. They said who it was, and I can't remember now. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, I'll remember. 34 points for her, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. Mwenetanda, I'm not even going to try and say her first name. She had 13 points and 9 rebounds, so almost a double-double for her. Passat had 16 points, and then that was it. Nobody off the bench for Vanderbilt scored, which that's interesting when you have that much of a lead. Oklahoma, on the other hand, had 5 players in double figures, and their other starter had 9 points, so she was almost in double figures. Reagan Beers and Sahara Williams had double-doubles. Williams had 17 points and 10 rebounds. Beers, I like Reagan Beers, it'd be interesting to see where she ends up in the WNBA draft. I'm pretty sure she's a senior this year. If not, it'd be next year. She's pretty solid center. And it'd be interesting to see where she ends up. She's a pretty, she rebounds. She's in there. I'm going to be watching, see where she lands. So she had 19 points and 11 rebounds. Then Zaya Van had 9 points and 8 rebounds. Verhulst had 14 points. Chavez had 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And like I said, she was just not a good game for her shooting wise. Brooklyn Stewart had 13 points, and that was it for Oklahoma. So anyway, the Vanderbilt, I believe they are playing Texas next, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they play Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt plays Texas, so you have number 4 against number 5 coming up on Thursday, February 12th. And then they've got Georgia, Kentucky, and then Alabama, and they end the season with Tennessee. All those teams, except for Georgia, are in the top 25. So Vanderbilt's got a hell of a schedule ahead of them. So they're going to have every kind of test. And I'm going to take a look at the Kentucky game, which Vanderbilt won 84-83. So I haven't been able to watch that one yet. I'm going to watch that one and do a video on that. But, Vanderbilt looks pretty solid. Good game for them. Oklahoma, they just, they needed to not have that bad first quarter and, the turnovers. Shoot a little better from 3-point range and, they'll be back in it because, that first quarter just killed them. So anyway, that's all I have for this one. I can't wait for March Madness to start. It'll be such a great, just wonderful, loving March Madness when March Madness happens. I'm sure like most of you. So anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll see you next time.